Hello my YouTube family, hello my UK family. Today we step into the echoing hall of a school in the 1960s, the morning assembly, the hush as prayers begin, and the rituals that shaped a child's school day. Do you remember standing in rows, hands behind your back, waiting for the piano to strike the first note of a hymn? Which year was it for you? 1960, 1964, or maybe 1967? Stay with me. By the end of this video, I'll share a gentle memory that almost every child of that time remembers. Morning assembly in the 1960s was the heart of the school day. Children arrived with coats buttoned, lunch boxes tucked under their arms, and shoes polished or sometimes scuffed after yesterday's play. Pegs lined the cloakroom, and the smell of wet wool coats after a rainy walk to school filled the corridor. Once the bell rang, lines formed in the playground or corridor, and classes filed into the hall. The sound of wooden shoes and leather soles on the polished floor echoed through the hall. As children found their place in rows, tallest at the back, smallest at the front. At the center stood the head teacher, usually stern but fair, with teachers lined at the side. The school piano or organ sat ready, and the morning began with a hymn. All things bright and beautiful, morning has broken, or abide with me. Voices of children lifted together, some loud and clear, others shy and barely a whisper. After the hymn, silence fell for the morning prayer. Heads bowed. The words were simple but meaningful. Prayers for family, for friends, for the nation, and for those less fortunate. For many children, it was the first daily rhythm of discipline and reflection. After prayers came announcements. The head teacher spoke firmly, sometimes praising achievements, sometimes reminding about good behavior. A lost glove, a football not to be brought into class, a reminder about homework. Even small details became part of the pattern of school life. On Fridays or special occasions, a guest might be invited, a local vicar, a police officer, or sometimes even a former pupil who had done well. For children, it was exciting to see an outsider in their familiar hall. Discipline in 1960 schools was strict, but also personal. Teachers knew each child by name. Good work was rewarded with praise, gold stars, or sometimes the honor of carrying books for the teacher. Poor behavior might mean standing outside the classroom, writing lines, or in some schools, the cane, a memory many older viewers will recall. Yet, beyond discipline, there was care. Teachers were authority figures, but also guides who shaped character as much as knowledge. The playground was the kingdom of freedom. Conkers dangled from strings in autumn, skipping ropes slapped the ground in spring. Marbles clicked against the pavement, and footballs bounced off brick walls. Girls sang clapping rhymes, boys raced across the yard, and everyone shared laughter. Even a simple packet of crisps or a jam sandwich could be shared with a friend. The school canteen offered simple meals, shepherd's pie, fish on Fridays, sponge pudding with custard. For children with packed lunches, sandwiches wrapped in greaseproof paper were eaten quickly before running outside again. Education was straightforward but solid. Chalk squeaked on blackboards, ink pens sometimes blotted on fingers, and exercise books were filled with careful handwriting. Radio broadcasts like music and movement or the BBC Schools program sometimes filled the classroom, connecting schools across the country. In history lessons, children learned about the Tudors or Victorians. In geography, about rivers and maps. In maths, about times tables recited in chorus. But more than lessons, assemblies and school life in the 1960s taught values. Respect for elders, patience in waiting your turn, kindness to classmates, and a sense of belonging. Once a week, a child might be chosen to read a poem aloud or to recite a verse. The nerves of standing before the whole school were balanced by the pride of finishing and hearing the applause. These were the small but powerful building blocks of confidence that lasted into adulthood. Let me share a memory many of you will recognize. At the end of assembly, the piano would play again. The hymn would fade, and for a brief moment there was silence, a silence so deep you could hear a cough, or the shuffle of shoes. And then, suddenly, the sound of hundreds of children moving together, chairs scraping, footsteps echoing, as life spilled back into classrooms. That sound, that sudden burst of energy after the stillness, is something unforgettable. If you remember a hymn, a teacher, or a friend from those days, write their name in the comments. These small details are treasures, and together we keep them alive. If you enjoyed this journey down memory lane, like this video, subscribe to our channel, and press the bell so you don't miss our next story. Share this video with a friend who once stood in those halls. Your support means everything and helps us bring more history and memories back to life. And before we close, if you or your children want online Quran lessons, WhatsApp 030639703776 or visit our website hasnowrequarity.com for website design and digital services to grow your business online. Call WhatsApp 0319-3 for 3-3 Nerox Digital. Thank you, my UK family, for walking with me into the school halls of the 1960s. These were not just assemblies, they were lessons for life, shaping generations. And perhaps, even today, when you hear a hymn or the echo of footsteps in a hall, it brings you back to those mornings of childhood. Now let's explore some of your memories. When it comes to hymns, which one echoes in your memory? Is it the lively tune of All Things Bright and Beautiful? Perhaps the serenity of morning has broken? Or maybe the timeless Abide With Me resonates most? Tell us in the comments. If you're looking to relive those musical moments, consider subscribing to a platform. You can find beautiful renditions of these classic hymns that will surely take you back in time. Next, let's talk about teachers. Who was your favorite teacher and what made them stand out? Did you have a teacher who inspired you with their passion for a subject? Maybe you had a form tutor who always had a kind word or a helping hand. Share your thoughts below. If you'd like to express your gratitude to your former teachers or simply reminisce about them, consider sharing this video with your classmates on a platform. It's a great way to spark conversations and rekindle those cherished memories. And finally, let's delve into a topic that's both nostalgic and sometimes bittersweet: school punishments. How do you remember the discipline in your school? What were the common punishments for minor infractions? Did you ever get into trouble for talking too much or not completing your homework? It might have been a stern talking to, extra chores, or maybe even a trip to the headmaster's office. Sharing these stories can bring a smile to our faces and remind us how far we've come. And if you'd like to add some levity to your day, consider sharing humorous tales on a social media platform. Who knows, you might even find that others had similar experiences. These are just a few ways you can engage with our community and keep these memories alive. Your stories matter. They shape a collective narrative that honors the experiences of a generation. So keep sharing, keep reminiscing, and let's continue to build this wonderful community together. If you enjoyed this video, show your support by giving it a thumbs up. This way, you won't miss any new videos that celebrate British culture, values, and traditions. And if you're new here, hit subscribe to join our growing family. Thank you for watching. Until next time, keep these wonderful memories alive.